A pig brig is only 20 feet in diameter and relies on daily hand baiting and a passive capture method. The intent is for feral pigs to capture themselves by rooting under the net. For these reasons, it should not be the first tool a hog control operator utilizes when beginning a large-scale hog removal project. We prefer using a digital spin cast feeder, which saves a tremendous amount of fuel, time, and labor. The digital timer dispenses the same amount of bait at the same time daily, which conditions pigs to trust the bait site as a daily food source. This sounder of 21 learns the feeder spins at 8 p.m. nightly and demonstrates the same behavior even after the trap enclosure is built. Our Patreon channel teaches hog control operators our proprietary bait manipulation process using a science-based method to condition pigs to trust our gate threshold. These best management practices allow operators to verify all 21 pigs are present and feeding using our M.I.N.E live video camera. A human makes a performance-based decision when to drop both gates using the JAGER PRO app. Success or failure is based solely on hole sounder performance at each individual event, which can be verified to farmers and landowners by video and photo. What if the same process was applied to a pig brig? Our proprietary dinner bell produces a loud metallic ring when the motor spin plate slings corn against it, and the cone shape ensures all bait stays within a 15-foot diameter circle under the feeder. Remember this sow, her 4 pigs, and the 4th of July date for a later discussion. So let's demonstrate what their product looks like around our 30-gallon feeder assembly with a dinner bell. The pig brig requires 10 different 7-foot-long T-posts to be driven 2 feet into the ground to form a circle. Each T-post requires a hooked cam strap to be fastened using a T-post mount, which means 20 individual half-inch nuts will need to be tightened. Stretch net over the 10 driven T-posts by placing top border rope over the cam strap hooks. We do not like the included 10 ground anchors, as they are time-consuming to install and difficult to recover. We prefer a more efficient solution. I use this device called a ground grabber to hold my T-post supports. They come in 2 different sizes, 12 inches and 24 inches. Since this is sandy soil, I feel more comfortable with using a 24-inch to ensure. Would this hold? Maybe, but this is definitely going to hold. Tighten all 10 hooked cam straps until there is no slack. It takes approximately 1 hour to complete these previous tasks. Conditioning involves raising the net and allowing pigs to freely enter and exit the trap site. Select a probable entry point, then use the closest hooked cam strap to loop under the net bottom and connect it to the adjacent T-post mount. This will raise the entire net off the ground at least 1 to 3 feet on either side of the elevated sections. The automatic feeder ensures bait is distributed equally across the entire net area. An important part of the conditioning process is for pigs to feel the net touching their backs while feeding. The intent is for them to eventually become comfortable feeding underneath the net. The trap is prepared for capture by lowering the net, attaching midline cam straps, turning off the feeder, and hand baiting in trap center. Tighten all 10 hook straps until each T-post is angled outward about 5 degrees. The passive capture method requires feral pigs to self-capture by rooting under the net to feed. One disadvantage to this method is time control. Here, a nursing sow captures herself in the middle of a hot August day at 13:57. Driving 50 miles to euthanize 1 pig is not at all conducive to an efficient work schedule. Accidental capture of non-target species is another major disadvantage, which could cause significant problems. We often document uncaptured pigs who do not trust the net on their backs, or view their captured siblings standing on the net, which prevents them from entering. By far, the biggest net avoiders are adult sows and boars, like this guy, who will never root under the net no matter how long you condition them. We have an innovative solution for this problem, which allows feral pigs to enter the trap without touching the net. This process requires replacing one of the anchor stakes with a T-post, then lifting the net and securing it in position with the electronic latch from our trap conversion kit. Viewing live video simply requires opening the JAGER PRO app and pressing a single button to wake up the M.I.N.E camera. Then press the close gate button while streaming video to drop the net. Here is the same view of the baited presentation from the boar's perspective. He arrives and cautiously enters the net opening with very little hesitation. The line of bait is strategically positioned so his body is clear of the net drop zone. I press the close gate button after watching a few seconds of streaming video to ensure there are no surprises. I arrive within 30 minutes to euthanize the boar, photograph him, and collect data. Here is a motion-activated photo from the M.I.N.E camera the next afternoon. Notice how little corn was eaten by the boar 11 hours earlier, and the blood stain in the top right of the trap. This sow and 4 pigs arrived during daylight a few hours later. Do you recognize them from the 4th of July feeder video? Even after 3 weeks of conditioning, she refused to root under the net with her 4 offspring. Providing an alternate solution was the only way to achieve whole sounder success. Observe how quickly they resume feeding after the capture. I arrive within an hour to euthanize all 5 with a suppressed .22 caliber rifle and photograph them prior to collecting data for the harvest efficiency report. How do we handle a dominant boar who avoids our raised net solution? We create a second raised net entry point and bait through the threshold. He arrives at 23:13 and slowly feeds into the enclosure. I patiently wait another 12 minutes until he feeds inside. Again, the line of bait is strategically positioned so his body is clear of both net drop zones. He seems rather upset to have been outsmarted by our tactical process and innovative products. For the previously stated reasons, we believe human-activated net captures are best suited for cleaning up any pigs at the end of a hog removal project. Let's demonstrate how easy it is to convert a pig brig using our M.I.N.E live video camera and electronic latch to capture feral pigs avoiding a passive net on the ground. First, determine which direction the pigs are approaching. Simply replace the closest anchor stake from this direction with a 7-foot-long T-post and drive it 2 feet into the ground at a 45-degree angle. Ensure T-post studs are facing up and outside the trap enclosure. Slide the 4-inch ring over the T-post and let it rest on the ground. Place electronic latch housing against T-post studs while securing with provided U-bolt. Tighten U-bolt nuts with a 1/2-inch wrench or socket. Drive another 7-foot T-post within 12 inches of a hooked cam strap post and mount the JAGER PRO control box with wireless receiver. Connect control box cannon plug to the electronic latch housing. Insert 4-inch ring and small ring into the net carabiner at the base of the angled T-post. Then slide the entire unit up the T-post and insert the small ring into the electronic latch to create the net opening. Watch this demonstration without the net to observe ring and carabiner drop speed. This is yet another example of JAGER Pro innovation helping farmers, landowners, and hog control operators become more efficient in the field regardless of the trap they are currently using. We manufacture a trap conversion kit for every product on the market, so order your specific model at jagerpro.com today.